I think the antithesis of representation as a concept must be Warhammer 40k. The reason I say this is that there are many people who like Star Trek and they would want to feel that they're in the universe, that they're included. Like you're on the deck with Captain Picard and you're exploring new planets. That's cool, right? Or people who want to be part of the My Hero Academia universe. Like you got some superpower, some quirk, and you're there, and you got like access to all those beautiful waifus. Even Star Wars, like people want to be a Jedi and they want to have access to Force powers and stuff. Like that's cool. No one wants to be in Warhammer 40k. Like not a single person that I know of who's a fan of 40k, who spends thousands of dollars on the hobby, wants to be within 40k. I mean, it's cool to see the Space Marines, right? It's really nice to see how they're fighting, and the psychers are coming and they're using like their force, but no one wants to be there. It's horrible. Like there is no representation to be had. It's just like a gruesome story. It's like watching a slasher movie, right? Like people like to watch slasher movies, but they don't want to be represented. They don't want to be the killer, and they don't want to be the people getting killed. And then the one that I know says, oh, you know what? I would really love to be in the Nightmare on Elm Street universe and run away from Freddy Krueger. No one says that. But the concept of representation is horseshit, especially when you apply it to these types of dark settings. So it's like the idea, well, if we have more women in Freddy Krueger, if we have more women in Halloween, more females are going to watch this. Like, do you listen to yourself speaking? Do you hear yourself saying that? Just because people aren't laughing around you, do you honestly think you're being taken seriously? So Sargon of Akkad decided to antagonize people on Twitter, which is not very difficult to do unless you don't want to get banned. Like there is that thin line where you know what to say that riles them up and makes them really angry, and you also don't violate the TOS. And he basically says that the reason you shouldn't have female Space Marines is because soldiering is a job for men. Oh, that pissed them off. Oh my fucking god. Oh, holy shit. So you're saying that it's okay for men to... Yes, it's literally the masculine job to go to war so that women can stay home safe. It's what's happening in Ukraine. Like if you're a woman, you can leave Ukraine. If you're a man over the age of 18, you can't. That is real. And there aren't that many women that are struggling to... I mean, there are some, right? But it's not the rule. You understand, like, an outlier, what that is, right? So we got the leftist meme of 2023. I love this. Like, everything that can describe left-leaning Twitter ideology is included here. I don't think they forgot anything. Maybe like a Steven Universe face, right? Like a Cal Arts type of thing. Like, that doesn't happen here. But I don't know, like, literally everything. Like, this is my favorite meme. First of all, you have like the weird thing that like you don't even understand what it is. Like I've got to teach you. If you go to your grandmother, like like your grandmother doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like she's thinking you're learning a new language. Like what is that? Like Chinese? What is cishet? And you're like cisgender heteronormative grandmother. I learned it from the academia. Wise men of the United States of America, they gathered together and they slaved hard on the benches of University of Harvard and Columbia University, and they came up with these terms for us people to use. You should be thankful of them, grandmother, as I pay my student debt. Huh? Like, I think that's how the conversation should happen. But so okay, like you got a couple of words as signifier that probably more than half of the population in America doesn't know. Like if you go with this shit in China, how do you traduce cishet in Chinese, by the way? Do we have a localizer? A localizer in the chat. Where's the localizers when you need them? Translate this into Chinese for me, por favor. Can you do it? What about Russian? Can you translate cishet in Indian? I would love to hear how that sounds. I think you may actually be able to translate it in Indian. Just so you know how lazy woke people are, they don't even bother translating their ideology. Like as a Romanian, I know when woke people have been here because you hear it in English. Like they don't bother translating. I feel like even in Germany, there were some activists now, and they didn't bother translating it into German. It's like they use like English concepts. Like LGBT. You come to Romania and you say LGBT. Like, what does that mean? It means lesbian, gay, bisexual. Those are English words. Like, in Romanian, it should sound different. Anyway, right, that's neither here nor there. You got more text than the little picture. Like, the whole purpose of a meme is to be funny and witty. In order to be witty, because they're like, oh my God, you don't know how to read. No, I know how to read. But if you need to write so much, are you actually being witty? Right? Like, that's the definition of a lefty meme. It's like you're just putting text on a picture. This is not a meme. Basic human decency by a person that has demon and fae in the name. Like, I'm not going to get more into that. But I'm just telling you, like, the person who made this meme has demon and fae and talks about basic human decency. This is from the United States of America, where you had this year alone, La Cocaína in the White House. We had a transgender person showing tits in front of the White House. We have people doing boot sex in the Senate. I don't want to get lectured by Americans on basic human decency. Like, please spare me. Okay? You need to come to Romania to learn about it before you lecture others. I don't think so. No. But anyway, right. So obsessive nostalgia for a time and place that never existed, that drives you to protect the purity of things that don't matter. The definition of a tourist. Like, you are not interested in the hobby. You think it doesn't matter, but you want to change it. It's kind of like if I were to try to change 50 Shades of Grey. Right? Like, if someone, like imagine the opposite universe, the upside down, where you have like a couple of incels that manage to get power in certain places of culture, and they want to change how women entertainment works, and they want to change how 50 Shades of Grey, how Twilight is like. And I, as a person who am not interested in 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight, I would support those changes just because it upsets people. And then you lecture me about basic human decency? No, seriously, like, imagine if someone comes up and it's like, oh my God, Twilight, we need to get more men to watch. I mean, there's a lot of women that are fans, but what if we get men to like Twilight as well? Then we double the number of people in the audience, right? So what do we need? We need more action. More action in Twilight. It needs to be hyper-violent. Let's get Blade. Let's insert Blade into Twilight. And he needs to, you know, do a lot of stuff with the sword that are very gruesome, very explicit, very violent. Right? Obviously, like, a lot of women are going to tune out. But I would be like, no, but it's inclusive. Like, you get men to, like, you know, it's like, why would you do that? It's entertainment for women, entertainment for men. There's entertainment that mix. I don't think, like, you can make, no, unironically, I don't think that you can make changes to 40K to the point where you will get the same number of men and women that enjoy it. Simply because women don't like violence. At least the ones that I know. Maybe the new generation does. I can't say that. But, like, for instance, my mother never liked violence. Like, if she saw any type of blood, any type of violence in a movie, she would be put off by it. How can you convince such a person to like 40K? Do you think that if you put female Space Marines, she will like it? Do you think that if you cover the Slanesh demons, she would like it? No. She's not interested in it. She doesn't like violence, right? So, she likes different type of entertainment. She liked the Titanic. I didn't like the Titanic. You know why? Because it wasn't violent. So like, there are two type of people in the world that have different preferences in entertainment. And you cannot make an entertainment that's for absolutely everyone. Even South Park made fun of it. So anyway, it's like at the expense of anyone who isn't you, instead of dealing with your problems. I mean, come on. You know, like you're a person on the left talking about basic human decency and how you make changes at the expense of anyone who isn't you. When did the far left care about anyone who isn't part of their ideology? I mean, I go on Twitter every single day. I see far leftists all the time. I have never seen them actually care about a person who isn't part of their ideology. Not once. Never. And again, like to have like the audacity to lecture others about certain concepts that I wouldn't even say you don't even understand. See? So I would consider this to be the best meme of 2023. I haven't seen anything better. It sums up all of the problems of Twitter. Brilliant meme. Thank you for giving it. And I'll see you guys next year. Take care.